The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton is brought to you by Dubby. What is Dubby? Dubby is a clean energy drink that is made to give you focus with no crash, jitters, or angst like those other energy drinks have. They also have no maltodextrin fillers and don't use artificial dyes. Dubby contains vitamins, amino acids, a nootropic, and 150 milligrams of caffeine. W's products are made in the USA in an FDA-inspected facility that strictly adheres to GMP manufacturing guidelines. All of the flavors are unique and custom-made by W, and you'll never taste our taste anywhere else. The best part about it is they're affordable. W's drinks come out to about $1 per drink, much cheaper than Starbucks or any of those canned energy drinks. To learn more, visit w.gg.com/MRTipton33 and place your order today. Use promo code MrTipton33 and save today. W Energy, be better. What's going on, everybody? I want to tell you about my new friends over at Cleverman. Visit them online at becleverman.com. What they gave me was the energizing face and beard scrub along with the Cleverman face scrubber. And trust me when I say this, the energizing face and beard scrub smells amazing. Combining it with the face scrubber, making sure that your boy was looking as good and sexy as possible, opened up a whole different sensation in my face that I haven't ever felt before. I felt so clean, so fresh, and so clean, like Outcast said, and it helped me feel like I was ready for my day. Make sure you visit them online at becleverman.com and follow them on Instagram at clevermannyc. The link is up in my bio if you want to check out all the amazing products they have. Visit them online, becleverman.com. It is time for the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton, hanging out with you here on a Monday morning, hoping that everyone is having themselves a fantastic day here this Monday morning. Shout out to Gail Van Aleen and Sports Around the 915 tuning in over on Instagram. Shout out to everyone that's tuned in over on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, all over the place, all the different places that we are. And of course, we're going to have some changes coming up to the Roku channel as well, so be patient with some of that stuff. We'll be sharing some more information about that coming up as we move forward with the Tipping Point with Mike Tipton here on this beautiful Monday morning. Our dude Bistrilla saying good morning, Tip. Good morning to you, Bistrilla. Hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. The One Ass Cheek Three Toes podcast show that he's got going on. No BS with Sonia Pearson. Bistrilla going to be taking on a lot of work coming up here in the next few days, weeks, whenever any of this stuff that we're supposed to be doing is popping off. All good, though, my dude Bistrilla. Everything is in good hands with you. You need help? Let me know. So I wanted to start today talking about Bistrilla's team, the Detroit Pistons, and something that came down yesterday, according to Shams Charania from ESPN, talking about Malik Beasley of the Detroit Pistons and this gambling scandal that he might be in. According to ESPN Shams Charania, federal authorities are investigating Detroit Pistons guard Malik Beasley on allegations of gambling related to NBA games and prop bets, sources told ESPN on Sunday morning. The allegations are from the 2023-2024 season, whenever Beasley played for the Milwaukee Bucks, and Beasley averaged 11.5 points in 79 games that season, during which he made a career-high 77 starts. At least one prominent U.S. sportsbook detected unusually heavy betting interest on Malik Beasley's statistics beginning around January 2024, a gambling industry source told ESPN's David Purdom. I'm not going to read the entire article. You can check out that article. It's going to be online at ESPN.com. But talking again about gambling in sports, the thing that we keep Shoeless Joe Jackson out of the Hall of Fame for has happened now a couple of times in the NBA. And I say it like that because it's always like these ancillary players, right? Like it was Michael Porter Jr.'s brother in Toronto that got caught doing this stuff. And it feels like it's so easy for these games to be manipulated and to be just in all kinds of issues with the NBA, right? Like we spoke about it a bunch of times in jest, joking about it. The NBA does a terrible job of making it seem like they're not fixed. And whenever you have these issues of sports betting going on in sports with the athletes, you have to put an end to it. And you would have thought, as Augustine tunes in right now, says, "What's up, peeps?" You would have thought that whenever it happened with Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, and he gets his lifetime ban from the NBA, that would put an end to it, that would be the end of it. And the thing is Malik Beasley now being investigated. He's a part of the Detroit Pistons team that is set up for all kinds of success in the near future because the Detroit Pistons, as long as they stay healthy, are going to be one of the premier teams in the Eastern Conference, given all the injuries that are in the Eastern Conference, given the way that they finished last season. The Detroit Pistons are set up for a ton of success. The article goes on to say it's an investigation, not a charge. This is according to Beasley's attorney, so of course we know that. Malik is afforded the same rights of presumption of innocence as anyone else under the U.S. Constitution. Augustine saying betting will be the downfall of pro sports. I don't know about that, right? Like I don't know if that's going to be the case. I want to check out what Malik Beasley's contract was. He was an unrestricted free agent this year, presumably going to make a decent amount of money. He had signed a 1-year, $6 million contract last year with the Detroit Pistons, and that's not a lot of money given the way we know contracts are in the NBA. But it was feasible to think that with him being a relevant piece, I don't want to say like he's a major piece, but a relevant piece to what Detroit was doing, makes you think, oh, okay, like he could have gotten a couple mil. And again, if this is going back to his time with Milwaukee, where he's not making a whole bunch of money, you can kind of see why he would bet, right? Like you kind of see why a lot of these guys would make that risk and bet. I don't see it, but you would see why. To me, $6 million a year, that's a ton of money. Like that's I would be a happy man if I was making $6 million a year. Happy nuts. Pay me $6 million a year and I'll have all your products all the time. And that's exactly where I was going to, Bistrilla. He was in contract negotiations with the Pistons. He was about to make more because he has been a sharpshooter. He has been a good role player for the Pistons. He was going to make more than his $6 million. And now it's probably going to go out down the wayside. Tommy Canazza saying sports betting brings more eyeballs to sports. It makes more people care about sports, right? Like that's kind of where this is going, is that you've got a lot of people, nefarious or not, that care more about the product that's on the court. And it feels like the NBA, again, that feels like the sport that is the most easily subjectable to being fixed. I was listening to a podcast a few years back, and it was talking about Tim Donaghy and how he was able to get away with, the sports betting that he was able to get away with, and especially with referees. Like it's so much easier for the referees. It's also super easy for the player whenever the player's in on it, right? If all you need to do is get 3 rebounds, well, make sure you get 2. Pretend like you're hustling, tap the ball up, do all that stuff, and now you're in charge of this. They're talking about the over-unders on things, right? Like, I think one of the games in question was a Milwaukee Bucks game where Malik Beasley had an over-under of 2.5 rebounds, and he got 3 rebounds in the first half. Shout out to our girl Sonia Pearson saying good morning, Sharon. Thank you so much. I've really got to start sharing some of this stuff. I really do got to start sharing some of it. I do want to give a shout out to our friend Dion Hankins, who joined us on Saturday for Fire and Ice over at Buffalo Wild Wings this past weekend. That was a great conversation. Had a fun time with him. Chicago Bears running back. Love being able to say that. Joining us here on Fire and Ice on Saturday. It was a fun time talking to that young man, wishing him the best in his career as he moves forward. But I got to start sharing more of this stuff. I got to find out some of these pages that other people are a part of to share a lot of this content out to. Nonetheless, Malik Beasley is going to have himself a problem. And I know it's an investigation, but I feel like we've never seen an investigation in sports betting that has wound up turning out nothing, right? And if I'm not mistaken, Malik Beasley follows FanDuel and a couple of other sports betting sites on like Instagram and stuff like that. And I get it. That's fine. You can follow whoever the hell you want to follow on Instagram. It's better than some things that people are following on social media. But if you're going to be gambling, if you're going to be doing that stuff, if you're a professional athlete, why would you give anybody the ability to be like, oh, this guy might be doing this, might be doing that, blah, 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 blah. Man, he was working on a 3-year, $42 million contract with the Detroit Pistons. A 3-year, $42 million contract with the Detroit Pistons. You talk about life-changing money. And there you go. There's Augustine. Keyword there, was working on that contract. And I get it, like maybe he came across some issues in Milwaukee, but you got to be smarter than that, man. Richie saying, good morning, Mike. I am definitely one to judge Malik. I have been prohibited from sports betting for 3 years now. There you go. Right? Like it's not a difficult thing. They tell you not to do it, you don't do it. Like, and I guess maybe it's different in other states. In Texas, we don't have legalized sports gambling. So you have to go through like all these hoops and stuff like that. Like I have an account with a company called Bovada.lv, and I make small little bets here during the NFL regular season. That's where I get my tip 6 picks. But I don't do a whole bunch in the realm of sports betting. So maybe I'm the wrong person to talk to, because in Texas we just don't have it, right? And I'm not going to make a trip up to New Mexico to go to a sports book to place a couple of bets on an NBA game. Whenever I go to Vegas, I'll drop a couple of bucks here and there in a baseball game or something, but it's not a huge deal. You're in the effing NBA, dude. And again, it goes like Shohei Ohtani and like having an interpreter. Maybe what Malik Beasley needed was someone like an Ipe in his life. He needed someone to be his Ipe Matsuhara. He needed a friend to take the fall for him. But to just know that like a dumb decision like that you made while you're on another team is going to impact your money was the operative word, like Augustine said, was working on a $42 million deal. 3 years, $42 million. That's a lot of money. Just for it to get blown up in smoke. You're talking about $14 million a year. You were making 6. You damn near double plus more of what you were making. All of it just to go up and poof, go up in smoke. Augustine saying now he's at Albertsons. Well, he gets kicked out of the NBA. He gets a lifetime ban from the NBA because that's what's going to happen if he is indeed found guilty. And again, yes, we get it. You're presumed to be innocent before guilty, blah, blah, blah. They very rarely go into these investigations and come out with nothing. Very rarely do they come out with nothing in these investigations. But if he is found guilty, he'll have a lot of time to make as many bets as he wants. Maybe he goes to Bet US to make some of his bets there. Maybe he can go on and place some bets on LeBron James as LeBron James signs his player option for $52.5 million to stay with the LA Lakers. I would have thought that at this point to try to win a championship, let's look up what the Lakers salary cap is going to look like. Going over to the cap table for the LA Lakers. Mike, you're the reason that gambling is so rampant. It's all because of me. It is all because of me. Augustine saying the NBA doesn't have to have the laws. Yeah, I guess that's true. The Lakers are $67.278 million over the salary cap. So they're already in the luxury tax. They signed LeBron James to a $52.6 million deal. He opts into that deal. Sonia Pearson giving me 133 shares. Thank you so much, Sonia. I appreciate that. I appreciate the love and the support. Richie saying, nah, man, if I can't bet for simply working in anything NCAA, these players better not. They're on the field and on the court. I'm not a gambler. I wouldn't do it anyway, but the principle, I 100% get it. I 100% get it. The risk, not worth the reward. The risk, not worth the reward. Just like it feels like the risk is not worth the reward for the LA Lakers having LeBron James be there. You got two guys, LeBron and Luka, making $98 million between the two of them, betwixt the two of them, $98 million between the two of them. And you've got a bunch of nothing. You got Bronny James. You got Jordan Goodwin, Shake Milton, Dalton Connect, Maxi Kleber. Like this, Dorian Finney-Smith just opted out of his deal, so he's going to try to get more out of them. And think about this. Wow, I didn't even think about this. I love this website because it shows me all the players that the Lakers are paying that don't play for the Lakers right now. And we've got Markieff Morris on here making $3 million. Alex Len making $2.29 million. Dion Waiters making $2.29 million. Dwight Howard, Wayne Ellington, Jared Dudley, Avery Bradley, Carmelo Anthony, Christian Colooko, all of these guys. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 guys. 11 guys, more than what you have on your current roster, making over $20 million in total that aren't even playing for you anymore. Augustine Pimentel saying LeBron James is awful for his legacy that we are now laugh whenever we say his name. Is it awful for his legacy that now we laugh whenever we say his name? Sonia Pearson saying the Lakers are drowning themselves, pun intended. This fish can't swim. you don't know what a Laker is, it was a fish in Minnesota. Why they didn't change their name when they moved to LA where there's no water is beyond me. But you've got $97 million, $98 million tied up in two dudes, and your team was not that damn good to begin with. I would have thought that LeBron would have taken some sort of team-friendly deal. Tommy Cananza saying, I miss Luka. You got Cooper Flag. That's all I'm saying. Richie saying the Lakers can't develop players. They'll just continue to lure them in with the big LA market. And that's fine. Like, obviously. And Richie saying at least our beloved Spurs can develop players. 100%. Our beloved Spurs are able to develop players. Great franchise, the San Antonio Spurs. Much better than my Dallas Cowboys, I'll tell you that. That's a lie. Dallas does a great job. A great job. But I look at some of these names like Rui Hachimura, making $18 million a year this year. Austin Reeves making $13.9 million this year. Jared Vanderbilt making $11.5 million this year for the LA Lakers. And I would have thought that maybe LeBron would have done some sort of team-friendly deal, kind of like what we saw James Harden do yesterday, right? He opts out of his player deal and is able to get a 2-year, $81 million deal from the LA Clippers. Becomes more team-friendly. They're able to go out and maybe go get a couple of free agents as free agency starts later on today in the NBA. I would have thought LeBron would have done something like that instead of going for the $52.5 million hit that he's going to have with the LA Lakers. And new ownership, they're not going to want to pay into the second apron like what we're seeing is what happened with the Boston Celtics. They're going to want to sell off players. Like I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised if I see Luka on the move once again. Augustine mentioning the game yesterday, the soccer game yesterday. That was a fantastic game I had a good time watching that. We'll talk about that coming up in just a little bit, Augustine. I think the Western Conference is better. Dallas got better. Phoenix got better. The Spurs got better. The lower tier teams in the Western Conference got better. I really like what the Dallas Mavericks did. Like, again, I can see a whole ton. Tommy, you don't want to talk about soccer. You're going to have to help drive the show, buddy. I feel like this is going to be a TIP VIP week. There's not a whole lot going on in the world of sports. Thank you, Malik Beasley, for taking up 18 minutes of content time. What a dumb decision, but thank you. Thank you for your dumb decision. I would have thought, as I'm looking up right now, the list of free agents here. Tommy Canasta saying, Dallas Cowboys, enough said. Enough said. There's not a whole bunch of big names. Like Brooke Lopez, Clint Capella, Bruce Brown. That would have been a great pickup for the LA Lakers. Malcolm Brogdon, Miles Turner more than likely going to stay with the Indiana Pacers. I can't see a world where they don't keep Miles Turner in Indiana. Tim Hardaway Jr. is available. D'Angelo Russell, Duncan Robinson, Karis LeVert, Luke Kennard, Dorian Finney-Smith, who we just spoke about, doesn't want to be with the LA Lakers anymore. Dennis Schroeder, Marvin Bagley III. There's a lot of guys here. Mo Wagner. Oh, man, Mo Wagner. Larry Nance Jr., Chris Paul, Al Horford. There's a lot of guys. A lot of guys that are available that would have been able to help out. The LA Lakers. Free agents that re-signed, you got Kyrie Irving re-signing with Dallas, Red VanVleet re-signing with the Houston Rockets, Sam Merrill re-signing with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Davion Mitchell re-signing with the Miami Heat. Garrett Temple re-signs with the Toronto Raptors. Tyson Etienne and Justin Edwards re-signing with the Brooklyn Nets and the 76ers, respectfully. Augustine saying, Dallas, LOL, what a game yesterday. Saying Pochettino shouldn't be the national team manager. I mean, he's done a good job. Like, they've won a lot of games. They won yesterday. Like, yeah, I get it was penalties, but it was a great one. Here's a great pick for the Lakers. Anyone with the pulse. Augustine saying, I don't care about signings. 8 date about wins. 8 date about wins. You're gonna have to explain that one to me. I don't get what you're trying to say there. Free agency about to start today in the NBA. I was thinking that LeBron James would have done something, a team-friendly deal, some way, to help the Lakers be better. But no way of helping the Lakers be better. None of that stuff. The team rankings right now. I want to check out what the team rankings are, trying to find that. It's not coming up for me. That's fine. Thank you, Internet. Going over to the Western Conference to see how these teams all stacked up. I think Houston's going to take a step back. I think the Lakers are going to take a step back. Sonia Pearson saying, breaking news, the WNBA announces an expansion to Cleveland, Detroit, and Philadelphia. That is awesome. I'm glad the WNBA is going to start expanding. That's part of the Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese effect. Augustine Pimentel saying, every time you say LeBron James, you should have a laugh track or say, sorry, Roku. The laugh track. For LeBron James. Like I said, I think the Nuggets are going to stay where the Nuggets are. The Clippers are probably going to stay where the Clippers are. The Timberwolves re-signing Julius Randle yesterday. They've got a contract in place for Naz Reid as well. Like, those players are going, like, Minnesota's going to be okay. The Warriors are going to be okay. The Grizzlies are going to be okay. The Suns, the Trailblazers, the Spurs, those teams all got better. I can see a scenario where the Lakers are not that good. They got super lucky. They got super hot at the right time. Once the Lakers made it to the playoffs, you saw what happened to the LA Lakers. They were exposed by the Minnesota Timberwolves. My dude Ray saying the LeBron needs to retire. Wow. I think for legacy purposes as well, like, he's done everything except catch Jordan in rings. Legacy purpose, probably should retire. But you got a chance to make $52 million. You're going to go out there and play one more season for $52 million. I know all of us would do that. I just would have thought that you want to go out with a championship. You want to go out, you get number 5, you tie Kobe, Tim Duncan, and Shaq. You get number 5, and you have the opportunity, right? Like, you would have had the opportunity. I don't think this new ownership group with the Lakers is going to want to have their first season just money being thrown down the drain. You already spent $10 billion on the LA Lakers to buy them. You're not going to want to be in the second apron. Yeah, the LA Lakers will be in the second apron of it all. Catch Jordan and Kobe. You would have thought that. Ooh, Tommy Cananza saying the NFL Top 100 starts this week. Who do you think will be in the top spot? Ray saying, hot take, Kobe is better than LeBron. Augustine saying LeBron is in his top 20. A lot of LeBron talk happening here. The thing is, Tommy, whenever you're talking about it being the first week of the NFL Top 100, that means we're getting like, what, 100 to 91? It feels like all we're getting is just the tip.
I just want to put the tip in.
It's time for
Just a Tip.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Promise that it ain't too much, but just enough. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Just the tip. Just the tip.
It's time for Just the Tip.
Just the Tip is brought to you by our friends over at www.myhappynuts.com. Check out myhappynuts.com, guys. From your pits to the tip, you got to make sure you're feeling fresh and so clean. Like Outcast said, the comfort cream, making sure you ain't got to do that awkward leg step out thing that we all have to do during the summertime because it gets a little swampy down there. You got the whole body deodorant. You got the anti-chafe stick. You got the Balber in case you got the bush like the Zohan, and it's the biggest. You need to take care of yourself for not just yourself, but for the people around you. www.myhappynuts.com. Use promo code Mike Tipton at checkout and save on all your male grooming needs. That was a great transition, guys. That 100% was a great transition. Want to give a shout out over on Instagram. My dude, Jesse Carter, tuning in right now saying, hey, brother, what's up, Jesse? Hope that you're having yourself a fantastic day. Locally sourced EP, Ray saying, go Chiefs. Chiefs Kingdom, standing up. So who do we think is in the NFL Top 100? Let's see who it was last year. Let's go over the list from last year. Sonia Pearson, speaking for all the women out there, saying, I don't want nobody unless they're using Happy Nuts. 100%. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you. The number one player from last year was Tyreek Hill. We saw how that one cratered out. Went from number 6 to number 1. Lamar Jackson, the number 2 in the NFL Top 100. Christian McCaffrey, man, this was a bad list. Christian McCaffrey, number 3. Patrick Mahomes, number 4, dropped down from number 1 to number 4. And I've got to say it like this, guys. To be the man, what do you got to do? You got to beat the man. And to me, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL. Quarterback is the number 1 position in the NFL. And I get it. You can say Patrick Mahomes had a pedestrian year last year. It wasn't that great for old Patty Mahomes. That's fine. You can say that all you want. He's still Patrick effing Mahomes. And I agree with you, Tommy. I feel like it's going to be between Josh Allen, Saquon Barkley. Like, we're going to have some stuff there that we're going to talk about there. You got Lamar Jackson has to be in that conversation as well, right? He's so dynamic. Beast Drill saying, now that's funny, Sonia. It's not funny. It's the truth. No woman out there wants your goofy ass unless you're using Happy Nuts. Start using myhappynuts.com and find out how amazing your life can be. Life-changing moments, guys. That's what we're doing here on The Tipping Point with Mike Tipton. We're changing your life. You're single, start using www.myhappynuts.com. Boom! Not single anymore. You're married, start using www.myhappynuts.com. Boom! Your relationship becomes the best it's ever been. Some people are saying that that's the way it goes. I probably should have done that. I'll cut that up, though. I'll cut that up, cut it out. But Sonia's right. You don't get no love unless you take care of your nuts. And the best way to take care of your nuts is with www.myhappynuts.com. I am so glad the door's closed, that my kids are like somewhere else, because the last time I did one of these reads, my youngest son was making eye contact with me, making it very awkward. I feel like Saquon Barkley's probably going to be the guy that's voted in this position, Tommy, if we're talking about it. Right? Like I feel like it's going to be Saquon, just because the impact that he had with the Philadelphia Eagles. Tommy Canazza saying, I could have sworn I saw Happy Nuts products at Walmart the other day. We got to check that out. I don't know. That would be awesome. Sonia Pearson saying, LOL, poor little guy. My oldest son, like, he'll see in my bathroom whenever he walks in there from time to time, he'll see in my bathroom like the stuff that I have for www.myhappynuts.com, and he'll like start asking questions. I'm like, you're 12, but you got to start taking care of the boys. You can never almost got through that without laughing. Let me try it again. You can never start taking care of the boys, making sure that your nuts are as happy as they can possibly be. There's no such thing as too early for it. I'm an idiot. Jesus Christ. I feel bad. Sonia shared this out over 100 times. There's going to be new groups of people introduced to me, Mike Tipton. And the introduction to me is going to be www.myhappynuts.com. Tommy's saying, Sonia, don't say poor little guy after we finish about talking about Happy Nuts. I feel like we have a lot of nuts on this show. You can help crush your day with crushed peanuts and with myhappynuts.com. Let me tell you all a little bit about crushed peanuts while we're on the subject right now. Crushed peanuts. You can buy them at Valero and Chevron stations here in El Paso. Ask for them at your local gas station. Guys, 9 grams of protein, the perfect supplement to start your day, to help you out with your workout, whatever it is that you need to do. Crushed Peanuts has got you. They've got a ton of energy. They've got not a whole bunch of chemicals or anything else like that. All it is peanuts, powdered sugar, cookies, black and white cookies chopped up in there. It's absolutely delicious. Crushed Peanuts. Check them out. crushedpeanuts.com. Locally sourced DP asking, do you guys believe that the Madden curse will continue? I, for one, do. I'm not one that like leads into curses, but I don't see a scenario. I do, Tommy. I 100% do. They're the best. Some people are saying. I don't know if I necessarily believe in curses, but I don't think that Saquon Barkley is going to have the type of year that he had, right? Like it's going to be so hard to continue that way, to continue going about it the way that the Philadelphia Eagles have. They're missing people off the offensive line. Teams are going to get better defensively. I think the defenses in the NFC East all got better to try to stop that Philadelphia Eagles running game. I think they're going to have to rely a lot on the tush push in certain situations. I think we're going to see it a ton of times this year. It's hard for me to think that Saquon's going to have another 2,000-yard season. It's impossible to think that he's going to have a 2,000-yard season. Will he have 1,000 yards plus? Of course. He should. Barring that he stays healthy, he should have about 1,500 yards or so. But I think once you have a 2,000-yard season, once you reach the Super Bowl, once you win the Super Bowl, it's all a letdown after that unless you do it all over again. Augustine Pimentel saying, by the way, the most important people in football on a football team is the O-line. Tommy Kanata saying Saquon can't stay healthy 2 years in a row. LOL. It really does come out that way, right, guys? Well, like it really does feel like Saquon Barkley, like last year was the best year you're going to get out of him. And obviously it got you a Super Bowl, so you're super happy with that. Let's go over the top 10. The top 10 from last year. Max Crosby at 10. At 9 was Travis Kelce. At 8 was TJ Watt. At 7 was Trent Williams, offensive lineman from the San Francisco 49ers. At 6 was Chris Jones from the Kansas City Chiefs. At 5 was Myles Garrett. At 4 was Patrick Mahomes. At 3 was Christian McCaffrey. At 2 was Lamar Jackson. At 1 was Tyreek Hill. Josh Allen, if you were wondering, was at 12. The highest rated Dallas Cowboy was CeeDee Lamb at 13. I can still picture CeeDee Lamb at 13. Jalen Hurts was at 15. Micah Parsons was at 16 or at 17. Dak Prescott was at 16. I'm trying to find where they had Saquon Barkley at. We're scrolling. There's no way. There's no way he was that low. I must have missed him somewhere. Scrolling. They had, wow. Saquon Barkley was the number 86 player on last year's top 100, fell down from number 55 all the way to number 86. Miami just traded Jalen Ramsey to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow. Let me double check on that one. There it is. 6 minutes ago. According to Adam Schefter over on X, my guy Beastrilla letting me know. ESPN sources, the Miami Dolphins have agreed to trade 3-time All-Pro Jalen Ramsey to the Pittsburgh Steelers. As a part of the trade, Ramsey will get a $1.5 million raise this season beginning in 2025. His compensation is up to $26.6 million. The Steelers get their man, and Ramsey gets another raise. That, of course, according to Adam Schefter. I want to see what the Pittsburgh Steelers gave up in this trade, though. We'll see. Maybe the stuff will come out. It's such a weird. Pittsburgh feels like they're going all in this year, and I get it. Like they've got to try to keep up with Baltimore. They've got to try to keep up with Cincinnati. Did that on purpose. But it still feels like even with the addition of Jalen Ramsey, they are without a shadow of a doubt, the third best team in that division. Like this Jalen Ramsey move makes them a wild card team, maybe? Tommy Canazza, after we're going over that top 10, says that he feels like only Mahomes, Jackson, and Garrett are going to stay in the top 10 100%. He loves that move from the Pittsburgh Steelers. And yes, Strilla, I meant Cincinnati. Cincinnati. I don't know how they say it. I'm really bad with that accent. There's one accent that I can do really well, and that's more along the lines of like orange. I can do that. Like I can do an orange accent all day long. We can all agree, though, as we look at the top 100 here, Saquon Barkley being number 86, he's going to make a tremendous jump. All the way up into the top 5. Look at my Kelsey comment. I got to go up and try to find Sonia's Travis Kelsey comment. Where is it? We are looking. We are scrolling. Saying Travis Kelsey is looking like Night at the Roxbury now. Now I got to look up. You know what? I can see it. I can see it 100%. Let me try to share that look right there. Like you can just picture right there that picture of Travis Kelsey. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. I 100% picture Travis Kelsey now. Just holding up the radio over his head. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me. I haven't warmed up my voice. Don't judge my singing ability right now. Like a nada happen. Nada gonna happen. Nada gonna happen. Cincinnati. Okay. I got you. Cincinnati. Destiny saying arrivederci. Barkley had two great jumps, one on the field and one on the list. 100% from Augustine Pimentel right there. Taylor got him gluten-free. She don't want anybody saying he fine no more. Travis went from being invited to the cookout to bringing over that gross potato salad with raisins in it. Kelsey probably falls about 50 spots after the year he just had. I wouldn't be surprised if Travis Kelsey is not in the top 75. I know you're saying he goes from like top 10 to like within 50. I don't think he's in the top 75. He had I thought it was an okay year. I thought it was a good year compared to most tight ends, but it wasn't a great Travis Kelsey year. And he's only getting older. We'll have to see kind of what happens with him. Use his latest picture, the bowl haircut. Now I got to find the bowl haircut from Travis Kelsey. Oh man. I found this one. That's just not a good look. Got to use it as an overlay. But that's just not a good look. Like, if this, I don't know if this is the most recent picture, but that is just not a good look. The mustache, though, I will say that is a A1 crustache on point with that thing. That is all kinds of disgusting, that mustache. That makes you feel like he's got a van full of candy, that mustache. That's the Night at the Roxbury look. I think all of it so far has been a Night at the Roxbury look for our guy Travis Kelsey. He is on the struggle bus for good looks right now. Not a good look for our guy. I'm looking at a lot of these like styles and stuff that he's got. I don't know which one's the newest look though, Sonia. I'll have to do some research and find it right here. Yeah, he does have that porn star stash. You got that right. That's the type of mustache that just haunts your dreams. Hello, ladies. That's what I'm hearing whenever I hear Travis Kelsey right now. Augustine saying 10.mi space UTSO dot. I don't know what that means. I'm like, are you typing in code right now? Like, what the hell is going on here, guy? Like, what the hell is going on here? Okay, so Okay, so Sonia's saying Google his name, put Will Ferrell in comparison, and it will populate. Okay, so here we go. Here we go. Uh-oh. Oh, God. This is a different type of look. I want to save this picture as well. We'll bring that one up here. And he's wearing the fluffy shirt. Destiny's saying this with the hand, with the finger up. Yep, it is the fluffy shirt. Gonna bring in the new overlay. Augustine wants us to talk about soccer. I will talk about soccer while this thing populates a little bit. That was a hell of a game. I'm starting to get into U.S. men's soccer now, so I am having myself a little bit of fun. There's Travis Kelce with his Anchorman vibes. That's the first picture that popped up. I don't know if that's what you were talking about, Sonia, but that is the first picture that popped up. It does look very 1970s of a time, like disco. It feels like Travis Kelce is being manipulated here on what it is that he wants to wear. Great look. Great look for Travis Kelce, I think. But the U.S. soccer game, it was fun yesterday. I think the reason why I think it's so much fun, Augustine, and maybe you can help me out with this, is that it went to penalties. It was a fun game. Obviously, it's a close game. It was only 2-2. That's how it ended. It goes to penalties. The U.S. wins in penalties 4-3. It was a fun game because of the penalties. If I can get a penalty kick after every single game that's tied, I would be in. Like, I would be all in. I think I've said this a bunch of times too, right? Like, if there's any time that a game will go to penalties, I would be a happy guy. If every single soccer game went to penalties, I would be a happy guy. Kelce is suffering from out-of-the-league syndrome. He's about to be. I think he's going through that midlife identity crisis of, my football career is almost over. He's got a great podcast with his brother. There was I should have got that video. The video of Jason Kelce in Atlantic City, or close to Atlantic City, on the Jersey Shore, as my guy Pat would say, just ripping the pants off and being in a Speedo. That was a great look. And then the shot that hit the post, yeah, like it was great. All of it was great. Oh, Augustine saying no, Taylor Swift is the woman out of his league. I don't know about that. Travis Kelce's a good-looking dude, sans porn stash. I think he's an okay-looking guy. Like, I have to update. I think I'll do this over the summer. I have to update the man crush list. We'll see where Travis Kelce falls on the man crush list. The Bee Gees look that he has going on right now, that's what I see. That's what I see right here with this, right? I see, ha, 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 staying alive. That's what I see right there. That hurt my voice so bad. I'm going to have to drink like some hot tea following trying to hit that high note. That might be the highest pitched voice I've done on this show since Mickey Mouse. And it's been a while since I've done the Mickey Mouse voice. It always hurts whenever I do it. I don't know why I continue to do it. That soccer game was a lot of fun yesterday. Augustine, I don't know who the United States is going to be playing next, but the fact that they were able to beat Costa Rica, obviously Costa Rica had a lot of suspensions, a lot of things like that going on with it, but it was a fun game. I am asking you, as sports fans, it's either baseball or soccer that we've got for the next couple of weeks until we get some storylines. I'm going to be watching the NFL Top 100 for the first time since like 2012. Beast Real saying he downgraded in girlfriends. In my opinion, his ex was hotter. Wow. Augustine saying, I didn't know you went that high. I don't think I went that high either. Can you do the My Precious voice? I've never seen that movie, so I don't know what that voice sounds like. And I don't think, like, I was okay watching Harry Potter. I'll leave it up to y'all. I've stayed away from Brandon's list. My Big Fat Greek Wedding was okay. Not life-changing the way that Brandon the Iceman Cone said it would be. But I've never watched the Lord of the Rings stuff. I haven't really wanted to watch any of the Lord of the Rings stuff. So unless you all tell me like it's a great movie, I don't think that I'm going to be watching it all that much. Augustine saying they play again on Wednesday, July 2nd, USA versus Guatemala and Mexico versus Honduras. Nice. So we might get ourselves, we need Mexico and the United States to win. We need Mexico and the United States to win. I just saw that picture, Sonia. I've got 4 minutes to try to get this downloaded, sent to where I need it to be. I'm working here, trying to get it done. I'm working as fast as I can. I'm a slow man, old with technology. It was sent to me. Go over to the email. Let's see what we can do. Trying to get this all done. Trying to get these things uploaded within the next 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Augustine saying 4 minutes is more than enough time. That's a lifetime for Augustine. That's at least 4 sexual encounters for Augustine. And here we go. It's not that great of a picture, but it's okay. We got porn stash, and then we got the bowl haircut. That again, that looks a lot to me like he's going with the 1970s disco look here. That's what Travis Kelce's looking like right here. It does give off early 90s Night at the Roxbury type of vibes. I could picture him wearing a silk shirt, but it's also given me a ton of 1970s disco vibes. So far, we got a split decision here. A split decision on whether or not I'm watching Lord of the Rings, and I'm going to lean towards the no. All right, guys. We're coming up at the end of the show. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Tomorrow's show is going to be a little different. It's going to be a little different. Tomorrow's show, I'm going to have a recording of an interview that I did with my friends over at CFC, the Combat Fighting Championship. They have an event going on this weekend on July 5th over at Speaking Rock Casino here in El Paso. So go ahead and give them a check out. And I've got an appointment tomorrow, but I'm still doing a show. I'm going to be in 2 places at one time, bending the perspective of life and time. It's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. Whoa, I might even be watching myself talk about watching myself. That's the type of way that tomorrow's going to be. I want to thank you all so much for tuning into today's show, and we will see you tomorrow. Have a great Monday, everybody. Sonia's saying, fun show. Sorry I took over. You didn't take over at all. It was a great show. It was a fun time. Never be sorry. Live your life unapologetically.